to prove that you know the suspects, bring a family member that can confirm that some of the suspects are known to you and you brought your father. That's the essence of paragraph 16, correct?
Usho lokho paragraph 16 ukuthi kwathiwa letha noma waza nomndeni wena wasuza nobaba wakho.
Yebo?
Yes.
Angizanga naye bathi ngize naye.
I didn't bring him. They told me to bring him.
Okay, but you never brought him.
Awuzange uze naye?
No, angizanga naye ngalesi sikhathi bekhuluma naye.
No, not at the time when they were speaking to me.
Okay. If the court can briefly bear with me. Now, sorry, brother. I want to refer you to Exhibit A126. These are some of the statements that we received that were classified, and even now they are still classified. The information pertaining to the maker of the statement is the information is redacted, but I can put, because I see a reference to your name in that statement. I want you to comment without A126. A126. It's one of the deducted. No, it's this one. The choice statements that were withheld. Okay. My Lord, I'll return to this aspect whilst they try to locate the said statement for the sake of brevity. Now let's talk about paragraphs, and I've meshed them together, 17 and 18 of your statement, and that pertains to the allegations that certain people were trying to kill you and they were following you. Remember that aspect of your testimony?
Yes.
Now, except reporting this information to General Leshabane, did you, as a police officer, open a case of attempted murder, intimidation, threats, and the like in respect to this aspect of your testimony?
I didn't open a case.
And in fact, what is curious when I listened to your evidence in chief is that after this incident, you then contact Leshabane and he says to you, come to my office. But now you are circumspect because you say in your evidence you suspect him to be the source of the leak of the information to these people that are trying to kill you. Is that how I understood your testimony?
Was a office lakhe kodwa kwabusola yena ukuthi uyena osengabe udlulise lo daba kulabantu.
Yebo?
Yes.
And in fact later on you then go to Leshabane's office anyway, with all that suspicion that he's the one that is literally selling you out because he's leaking information that is putting your life in danger. Correct?
Kodwa ke kuzona ke lezo intsholo lezo wase uya ke office lika Leshabane unazo le intsholo zokuthi uyena kobeka impilo yakhe engcupheni.
Yebo?
Yes.
Then again we move to paragraph 19 because I'll argue in that paragraph 17 and 18 that your version, that you suspect that Leshabane is selling you out to the would-be killers, and then he still calls you and you still go to him, and it's the same day that an attempt was made on your life. The versions don't favor, the probabilities don't favor your version on that aspect.
I think that's my learned friend can leave for argument.
Mr. Baloyi
Are
has,
you going to call General Shabani?
Mr. Baloyi has indicated that he's going to,
No, I mean you.
the state is going to call him.
Is that so, Mr.?
Indeed, we indicated that.
Now, let's go to paragraph 19 of your statement. You state there that after the attempt on your life was made, then you call accused number 1 so that he could speak to those persons who allegedly tried to kill you because they are relatives to him and accused number 5, correct?
Ushilo-ke ukuthi la ila ukhole ufonele khona number 1 ngoba labantu bezama ukubulala ihlobo zakhe no number 5.
Yebo.
Yes.
You see, from your testimony, I see that if something doesn't sit with you, you escalate it to the higher level. Why didn't you take this threat? If you see that Leshaban is selling you out to the would-be killers, why didn't you take it up, for example, with Colonel Gininda?
Engikutholileke kubufakazi bakho ukuthi uma into ke ingakuphathi kahle undlulisela ngaphezulu kwathini ke uma bona ke ukuthi uGeneral Leshabane ke uyakuthengisa ke manje kulabantu laba abafuna ukubulala ukuthi lokho kundlulisele kuKolonel Gininda.
Ngamazisa ngefoni.
I informed him telephonically.
When did you do that?
Wakwenza nini lokho?
About the same day
I think on the same day
of the incident.
of the incident.
And that aspect, I only hear it now. You've never talked about informing Gininda about an attempt on your life.
Ngiyaqala ukuzwa manje ke lokho angikhumbuli ukusho.
Was this witness asked about that?
I don't know, madam. I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't asked.
But if it's vital, he can
Yeah, no.
voluntarily.
He wasn't asked. I'm not.
He can voluntarily let it out. He's a police officer, madam. Now, accused number 1 will state again with respect to this being called by you after an attempt on his life made and him contacting whoever, stopping them. He doesn't know anything about that, and you've never called him about this incident.
Sorry, not an attempt on his life. You said on his life.
No, so sorry, let me rephrase. Accused number 1 will state that you did not call him to say, accused number 1, stop your relatives, they are trying to kill me. He does not have any knowledge of people trying to kill you or you calling him for him to intervene.
Uthi ke akazi lutho ngokumfonela kwakho akazi nje umfoneleke wena umtsheleke ukuthi kunabantu bakini abafuna ukungibulala.
Uqamba ma.
He's telling lies.
Now, lastly, let's go to your paragraph 21.
Okay.
Your testimony, this is the one that I said we'll touch at the end because we are going sequentially through your statement. You identified the accused persons from various photo albums that were shown to you, correct?
Abasolwa kwabakhomba kuma album ahlukene owawatshengiswa angithi.
Yebo.
Yes.
The circumstances under these photo albums were shown to you. Can you explain them? Explain them. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Awuchaze kwenzeka kanjani ke noma kwenzeka phansi kwaziphi izimo ukuthi ke utshengiswe lawo ma album lawo.
Ngicabanga ukuthi maybe investigating officer yayifuna ukubona ukuthi nginolwazi labantu okukhulunywa ngabo.
I think the investigating officer wanted to know whether I had knowledge of the people that were spoken about.
Yes, but I want to know the circumstances. Are you called to the investigating officer or do they come to you and then what did they bring? I want to know exactly what was brought to you.
Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi bakubiza ukuthi uze kubo beza kuwena.
No, ngaya kubo ofisini.
I went to
the
them.
statement.
Sorry. No, qhubeka.
Mangenza le statement babe sebevula iy'thombe ey'ningi bangibonisa zona.
I went to them at the office when I was making this statement, and then they opened pictures or photos and showed me.
And do you know where and when? Was it at the time when this statement was made on the 31st of May 2023?
Ngalelanga, yes.
And who was present except the investigating officer as part of his team? Was he by himself or he was as part of a team?
Ingabe wayenozakwabo noma kwakuyena yedwa u-IO?
Umamfundisi.
Umamfundisi.
Umamfundisi police sergeant that was.
The police sergeant.
Then the brigadier.
As well as the brigadier.
Mamfundisi, I don't
Sergeant
know whether
Mohole.
it's sorry?
Sergeant Mohole.
Thank you. And tell me, because the photo albums that we've been provided, they go as part of the entire docket. Did they come with the entire docket or only the photo albums?
Ingaba beza nedokodo lonke noma ke ithombe kuphela?
No, ngangazi ukuthi i-docket maybe kodwa nje kwifile i-album abayivula yayiney'thombe. Noma ukuthi kwakuyi-docket yonke noma yayishoda.
Whether it was the complete docket or half of it, I don't know, but they came with a file with the photos.
Okay. Because now it's puzzling to me. You've always maintained that you know the people that are involved. Why should a photo album be shown to you? Why was not? I know it's not your forte to answer this, but you know a proper identification would have been an ID parade. Why should they show you a photo album?
Yazi ke ukuthi ke mhlamba siwena ke kufanele uphendule lokho kodwa ke ngoba ukuthi ke kukadusho ukuthi abantu abaziyo lapha laba mhlambe ke kwakungenziwa nje iID parade ekuyiyona kwakungani ukuthi beze nezithombe kuwena kodwa uthi abantu abaziyo labo okhuluma ngabo.
Ngiyakwazi ukuphendula lokho kuma yibabezo nayo.
I wouldn't be in a position to answer that.
And as they are showing you these photos, did they tell you the alleged role of each of the individuals, or what did you do? Let me put it that way. What did you do when an album was showed to you and then you identified a particular person?
Wawenzani wena ke asithi ke kuyavulwa ke kuvulwa kwisithombe esithize kwakuyini oyenzayo wena ke?
Uma ngibuka lezi ithombe shothi bengiyibuka ziningi bengisho labo engibaziyo nenganginabo ngababona ngalelo langa.
When I viewed these photos, I viewed them as many as they were, or there were many of them. Then I would point out those that I knew or that I know and that I was with on that day.
And after identifying a particular picture or a photograph of someone that you identified, did you make a marking on that person and say, this is, for example, accused number 1, he is so, or did you have to fill in a form to say, I identified so and so from this photo?
Kwakuyini khona ubhala phezulu kwaleso sithombe leso uthi mhlambe lona u-accused number 1 noma ufanele kukhona nje obhala phansi?
Kwangekho ngubhalayo ngangisho ukuthi mangibona lesithombe ukuthi ngibona abantu leso sithombe.
I wasn't writing anything. I would just have to say upon seeing a photo as to who it is that I'm seeing.
Thank you, my lord. I mean, those are my questions. Oh, sorry, my lord, for the quorum. Sorry, my lord. And my lord, this A126 that I wanted assistance with, I'll revisit it once my colleagues are done. A126, yes. I'll revisit it once my colleagues are done, my lord.
You'll what? You'll revisit it?
Because, my lord, is it here? Okay. Oh. Is this the handwriting? Okay, I've got A126 in front of me, and it was taken on the 17th of November 2019 at 16:25. And as I said, this is part of the statements that the people's identities were withheld because of safety reasons. So there's no information of the person here, right? But it was in the context of what I asked you to say. You were called to say, in order for you to prove that you know some of the suspects, can you bring an elder person that will confirm that these people have familial or kinship relationship with you? Do you understand? Now the statement reads, the other names I'll read because they relate to families of accused number 2, and those are the people that I consulted with over the weekend. So paragraph 2 thereof reads, my lord, it's a 2-page statement. It's not too long. In fact, it's a 1-page statement. The other page is a commissioning page.
Who is the deponent there?
The deponent will be, this is a typed out, let me see the deponent. On the original, the deponent will be, that will be a Colonel Brigadier Gininda, my lord. Okay. Thanks. And it reads, in late 2017, I met Mbekiseni Ntanzi, who is my relative from the homelands in KwaNongoma, and I met Mbekiseni in Devon at KwaMashu squatter camp. It was during the general discussion between myself and himself, whereby he told me something shocking. He said to me, there was once a fight argument between his brother Mafika and another Ntanzi brother in Sosota homeland in KwaNongoma. I don't recall what was Mafika was arguing with his brother about, according to Mbekiseni. Mbekiseni said in the argument, he was told by the other Ntanzi brother that he won't fight with Mafika. Instead, he will rather report him to the police for the murder of Orlando Pirates goalkeeper called Senzo Meiwa back in Fosloras. He further said he was told by the brother of Mafika, not Mbekiseni, that Mafika Ntanzi committed the murder with Muzisibia, who's also from KwaNongoma. I further don't know the two mentioned suspects were staying in a hostel in Fosloras during the time of Senzo Meiwa was killed. I further know that Muzi had dreadlocks at a certain time, but cut them off after the murder of Senzo Meiwa, and is currently at KwaNongoma, and Mafika is currently working at a certain place, at a certain mine in Rustenburg. I'm aware that the two were also used as hitmen in their, and their ringleader is one Ngani Zungu of Sosota area from KwaNongoma. However, is currently in jail. I've identified the photograph of Muzisibia to the police and attached it together with that statement marked AZ1. I was told by Mbekiseni as to why Muzi Sibia and Mafika Ntanzi killed Senzo. After receiving this information, I decided to tell my son, who is a police officer in Johannesburg, about the above information. His name is Kumbuzo Zungu. Subsequent to that, I was then informed by Kumbuzo that we should go meet the police at the head office, SAPS office in Pretoria. Indeed, the police were met, and I disposed the above mentioned statement to Colonel Gininda, who was with Sergeant Mokhane. I can identify Mafika to the police if I see him, but I don't know, I don't have his photos. This is all I can see.
Vanake, ngikufunda. Kwakulethi ke ngo2017 ngahlangana naye uMbekiseni Ntanzi okuyisihlobo sami emakhaya KwaNongoma. Ngahlangana noMbekiseni emjondolo kwaMashu. Kwakuyila kwakukhulunyiswana khona phakathi kwami ke kanye naye la angitshela ke okushaqisayo. Wathi kimina kwake kwanempi ekhona noma ke kwane fight eyayikhona phakathi komfowabo uMafika Ntanzi kanye nomunye umfowabo owakwaNtanzi eSosota emakhaya KwaNongoma. Angikhumbulike ukuthi babelwa yini le babexabana ngayo uMafika kanye nomfowabo ngokusho kwakhe uMbekiseni. uMbekiseni wangitshela ke kamuva emuva kwalo ukuthi baxabana ke wase etshelwa ke ngomunye kwalaba wakwaNtanzi ukuthi wahamba wayolwa kanye noMafika
you will rather report him
nokuthi
to
okay
the-
nokuthi azokwenza ukuthi ahambe ayomchaza emaphoyiseni ngokubulawa kwakhe lowo owaye ugoalkeeper wayo iOrlando Pirates uSenzo Meyiwa eFosloras wase eshoke ukuthi wakutshela lowo ke umfowabo umafika okungasiyena umbhekiseni ukuthi umafika Ntanzi uyena ke akanye uyena owabulala kanye naye umuzi Sibiya naye ke obuya kwaNongoma angibazi ke labasola laba ababili okay ngikwaziyo futhi ukuthi labasola laba ababili babehlala ke ehostel eseFosloras ngaso leso sikhathi leso noma ngesikhathi sokushona kwakhe uSenzo Meyiwa okunye futhi engikwaziyo umuzi Sibiya wayenama dreadlocks ngaleso sikhathi leso wase ewagunda ke emuva kokubulawa kwakhe uSenzo umuzi Sibiya umuzi Sibiya ke usendaweni ethize noma wayesendaweni ethize ngaleso sikhathi kwaNongoma umafika yena ke usebenza kwimine ethize eRustenburg ngiyazi futhi ukuthi labo babini labo ke besetshenziswa ke nanjengeinkabi nokuthi futhi ke lowo obaholayo kwaku unkani Zungu naye ke owasesosha kwindawo yasesosha kwaNongoma kodwa ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke ebhala lesi statement wayesejele okunye futhi nesithombe engasibona sakhe ke umuzi Sibiya kuona ke ngasikhombisa wona amaphoyisa ngase futhi ngenza istatement ke mayela nalokho esasesimakwa ke uA Z1 angizange ngitshele uyena umbhekiseni ukuthi ke kungani umuzi Sibiya nomafika Ntanzi babulala uSenzo emuva ke kokuthola lo mbiko lona ke ngase ngithatha isinqumo ke sokuthi ngitshele indodana yami esebenza njengephoyisa eGoli mayela nalokho igama lakhe uSikhumbuzo Zungu emuva kwalokho ke ngase ngitshelwa ke uyena uSikhumbuzo ukuthi kuzofanele ke ukuthi sihlangana ke noma siye ke emaphoyiseni ngempela ke saya ke emaphoyiseni ngase ngenza ke istatement mayelana nalodaba kuyena uKennel Gininda owaye kanye naye uSergeant Mukhane umafika ke uma ngambona ngamkhomba emaphoyiseni kodwa ke isithombe sakhe anginaso phelele lapho engingakusho.
Now, Mr. Ramsepili, I asked you who is the deponent of that statement.
The deponent is deducted, my lord.
Yeah, why do you say it's Colonel Gininda then?
No, I misheard the call. Sorry.
Now I'm listening to Colonel Gininda saying all those things. No, you told me he's the one who made
it's a witness whose identities are with my lord.
Okay.
All right.
So we don't know the name of the witness because, I mean, the deponent, because the name is redacted.
Yes.
Mr. Baloyi, I know because of security reasons it could have been redacted.
Yes.
Is it not possible for this court and the legal representatives to see or know the name of the deponent?
Yes, it's not a problem at all. In fact, we gave the original to my learned friend.
So we know the name. Oh, he knows the name.
Yes.
The name
No,
is...
no. Is it in the statement?
It's in the... And I think this is the original because what we have...
And you don't have a problem for security reasons that the name must be publicized?
We haven't consulted with we haven't taken up that aspect with the witness, Malak. We prefer that maybe his name should remain withheld for now.
Yeah, fine.
But I
but
think
the legal representatives can have access to the name.
Yes.
Okay, and the court also.
Yes.
Because if it was redacted, it means it was for security reasons.
Indeed, my lord.
Yeah. Okay.
So, my lord, I'll leave the name out again. Now,
So that statement was commissioned before Ginanda.
it was done on the Sunday, the 17th November 2019 at 16.
Commissioned by Ginanda.
Commissioned by Gininda according
Okay,
to
fine.
the original.
Yeah, fine.
Now, having read that statement to you, it goes back to my question that, let me start here, and I'll tie it up to this. At the time, Makubo rejected your information. The end of that meeting, he said to you, go and bring me the source of your information. You remember that aspect of your testimony?
Yakhumbula ke la usho khona ukuthi ekugcineni ke umkathi ke uMakhubo esechitha ke lokho okusho wathi ke ngilethele isource yale information yakho.
Yeah?
Yes.
Now, according to the deponent of the statement, he received this information in 2017, told you the information, because he says here is Kumbuzo Zungu. Is that your name?
Kumbuzo Zungu wena ngithi.
Yimi lawyer?
Yes, that's me.
Then, some 2 years later, almost on the anniversary, I don't know when this one was made, but on the 17th of November 2019, that's when the statement then gets made. Are you aware, were you with your father when this statement was made?
Wawukanye nobaba wakho nkathi lesi statement esasenziwe.
Ngeke ngazi ngimayelana nestatement ukuthi senziwa kuphi nobani. Ngeke ngikwazi ukukhuluma ngestatement somunye umuntu. Asikho statement engingaba kuso senziwa.
I wouldn't know about the statement as to when was it made, with whom. I cannot speak with regards to someone else's statement when it was made.
Yes, but my cross is narrowing the issue because it only goes to this aspect that the information was given to my son. His name is Kumbuzo Zungu and he's a police officer.
Ngicabanga ukuthi umuntu oyengazisa lokho uma ukhuluma ngobaba wayengazisa njengomntanakhe.
I think that the person who was informing that, if you are referring to my father, was informing me as his child.
Njengoba nami ngangimazisa ngokwenzeka.
As I was also informing him about what happened.
Let's be on the same page. This information is received by your father in 2017.
Ngeke ngibe nolwazi ukuthi beyazi noma bengayazi.
I wouldn't know whether he knew or not.
But did you come to know about whether or not he made a statement pertaining to this matter?
Ngabe wakwazini ukuthi noma kamuva ukuthi kune statement asenza yena mayelana nalolu daba?
Benginalwazi ngimangele nami.
I didn't know. I'm also surprised.
And you wouldn't know with whom he came to Pretoria for the noting down of this statement.
Ukuthi weza nabani ePitoli ukuthi kuthathe le statement awukwazi na.
Engikwaziyo ukuthi okwaveza ukuthi kumele ngilethe umzali wami oveza ukuthi mina bengikhulela khona kwaNongoma.
All I know is that I had to bring my parent to come and confirm that indeed I grew up kwaNongoma.
Okay. My Lord, those are my questions. This witness that we've mentioned, that's mentioned here, I've consulted with him. He'll come and refute all of this in court now, as the court places. We are going to call that witness. So, sorry, my Lord, if I may approach my candidate again.
Mr. Manoy, what time is it?
19 minutes to 3, my Lord. 19 minutes to 3.
Thank you, my Lord. I mean, that
Okay,
I've got no
thank you,
further
sir.
questions for the witness. No, thank you, my Lord. I'm indebted.
Yes, Mr. Mason.
Mr. Zungu, in law there is something called perjury. Do you know what perjury is?
La emthethweni ke noma ke kulo kunento abayibiza ngokuthi
The basis for the relevance of that question, my Lord.
Yeah, Mr. Messi. He doesn't know what perjury is. So what are we going to do?
How long have you been a policeman, sir? For 12 years. We have been investigating cases, not so. Do you know what perjury is?
uyazi ukuthi yini pressure?
Yebo ngiyayazi.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. He says he knows it, my lord. What is perjury?
Yini?
No. You must lay a basis. You've got to tell this witness A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Under cross-examination, under oath, he comes with an answer which perjures himself. But at the moment, this witness is here, and then you're saying, does he know perjury? What is perjury? That question is disallowed.
As it pleases the court, madam.
Yeah, because you can see, you're a legally trained person. What do you expect this witness to say about perjury? If he tells you it is the death of someone else, what are you going to say?
No, but my lord, those are answers that I'm expecting to come from the witness. Now the court really takes over the answering of those questions on behalf of the
you can't
witness.
ask this witness if he knows what perjury is before you've laid a foundation. Just standing up and say, do you know perjury?
That is how I choose to conduct my
Yeah,
cross-examination.
but that's not procedure. That question is disallowed without a foundation.
Thank you, sir. I'm told that I must lay I must lay the basis why I'm asking you what perjury is. I'm asking you this simply because you're a police officer. That's the basis why I'm asking you what perjury is. You've said you know perjury. The basis why I'm asking you what is perjury is because you've told this court that you've come to testify here as a police officer.
Ngikubuza ke lokho ngoba uyiphoyisa ushilo nokuthi uzofakaza la nanjengephoyisa.
So what is perjury?
Ngizofakaza njengephoyisa. Iphoyisa cha into umsebenzi wami.
I'm here to testify as a police officer. I think a police officer it's my work.
Sir, you have introduced at the inception of your testimony, you were introduced as a warrant officer, as a constable, who's got 12 years in the service of the South African Police Services. So that's my point of departure.
Uma wethulwa ke lana noma uchazwa ke uchazwa njengephoyisa elineminyaka ke 12 lisebenza.
Ngiyavumelana nawe.
I agree with you.
Thank you. What is perjury? You said you know it. I was requested.
I understand.
I'm asking not to answer you. I don't understand it.
Mhlambe ngiunderstand ngale ndlela bengizophendula ngayo.
Mhlambe
Ngale ndlela bengizophendula ngayo.
Mhlambe maybe I don't understand it. Sorry, in the manner in which I was going to answer you.
But you've just said to me, you know what perjury is. You can give me the answer that you would have explained on what perjury is.
Engicabangayo.
The one I'm thinking.
It's fine. You can tell me perjury is monkey, it's fine.
It's you.
When?
What is perjury?
When?
What is perjury?
Angiyazi.
I don't know.
We have just said you know what perjury is.
Let's move along, and we don't see the sense of this cross-examination. With the greatest of respect to my learned friend.
I don't know what was the basis of the objection, but it was this very same witness said knows what perjury is. And then the court said, well, maybe perjury could be something else. And then I was requested to give the basis why am I asking this question. And I'm saying the basis why I'm asking this question simply because he's a police officer. I'm not asking something out of the ordinary. I'm asking something that is well within his knowledge of being a police officer. So I don't know what is the basis of the objection now. So you don't even answer to what perjury is, despite the fact that you said you know what perjury is. Thank you. Mr. Kwabeni, is he still alive?
And kicking.
Usaphila yebo.
Kwabeni mina.
Ngibuza uKwabeni.
Usho Kwabeni maphi?
Which Kwabeni?
Nami nguzungu ngoKwabeni.
I'm also Zungu, I'm Kwabeni.
I did not know that you are Kwabeni. I know that you are Zungu. You entered.
Yebo.
Okay.
That's
The court
my
says
name.
it is praise salutations. He says that. Kwabeni.
I did not know that he was Kwabeni, my lord. I thought he was Constable Sizwe Kumbuzo Zungu. He never told this court that I'm Zungu stroke Kwabeni. But nonetheless, the Kwabeni that I'm referring to.
Sorry,
Mine is very sacred, my lord. It just doesn't get said anyway.
Okay.
Yes. The Kwabeni that I'm asking you about is the Kwabeni that you allegedly say invited you to go to the,
Lo ngikhuluma ngayo uKwabeni
the
lo
party.
othi wakubiza. ukuthi uze ephosphorus.
Lobhalwe la kwi-statement.
The one written in the statement.
The Kwabeni who invited you to come to his place.
Lo owakubiza ukuthi uze kwakhe.
Yebo.
Yes.
Uye loyo.
That's the one.
Statement.
Is he still alive?
Usaphila.
Yeah, uyaphila.
Yes, he is.
Thank you. When last did you see him?
Hayibo. Bengimele ngimbone mhlambe kanjani usho ukuthi.
How? What do you mean?
I'm asking when last did you see him? That's a simple question. When last did you see him from today when you count backwards? When last did you see him? Mr. Zungu, look, we are a police official. We have come here to assist the court to come to a particular decision. So it's my duty to quiz you on everything that you have said on the court. Do you understand? Yeah. And can you please behave in a manner that accords with the decorum of this court?
Ubiphatheke ngendlela ehambisana nenqubo yasenkantolo.
When last did you see Mr. Kwabeni?
Angikhumbuli.
I can't recall.
Thank you. Would you agree with me that in your entire testimony, or up to the point at which you're leaving Phosphorus, the Basutu hostel, where you were with Kwabeni, this Mr. Kwabeni remains a central piece of your testimony?
I think I missed the first part, sorry.
Thank you. Would you agree with me that from the inception of your testimony to the point where you allegedly left Basutu hostel there at Phosphorus, this Mr. Kwabeni is a centerpiece of your testimony?
Uzovelana nami yini uma ngithi ke uqala nje unikeza ngobufakazi bakho kuze kuyoba ke isikhathi la usuhamba khona ke ePhosphorus noma eBasuthu hostel ePhosphorus ukuthi nje umuntu nje okhona nje ophakathi kubufakazi bakho okhuluma ngaye njalo nje uGwabeni?
Yebo.
Yes.
In other words, Mr. Kwabeni would come and tell this court. I think the state is going to call him just to come and corroborate what you've just told to this court. That you had phoned him. That he phoned you and requested you to come to his place because your homeboys will be coming in.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ke umbuso uzombiza ke uGwabini lowo ukuthi eze azoqinisekisa ke impela ukuthi wakufonela nokuthi wakutshela ke ukuthi ke homeboys bazobe bekhona.
Uzobizwa estate nomzobizwa yimi.
By me or by the state? Is it going to be called by me or by the state?
I've just said the state.
Probably
be calling him to come corroborate everything that you have said that involves him.
Ukuthi ke azokhuluma azosho ke konke lokho wena ukushilo mayelana naye.
Ngizwa ngawe lokho ukuthi bazombiza ngazi.
I'm hearing it from you that they are going to call him. I know nothing about it.
The same Mr. Kwabeni would also come tell this court that at one particular point there are people who got into his room. I don't want to mention names now, I'll come to that. Who got into his room and they gave him 2 firearms.
Nokuthi ke kunabantu abangena ekamereni lakhe ngizowabiza ke amagama noma ngeke ngiwashoka amagama manje ngiyeza kulokho base bemnika ibhamu eziwu2.
Anginalwazi ukuthi uzobukhuluma ngani ngalezo ungayibona bemnikeza accused number 1 and accused number 3 usho lokho.
I have no knowledge as to what it is. Are you referring to accused number 1 and number 3?
I'm talking about what you told this court in your testimony.
Sure ke lokhu wena okutshelele enkantolo.
Yikho nami engoshoyo.
That is what I'm saying as well.
That you're not sure that he will come and say that.
Ukuthi uzoza noma ngeke eze angikwazi lokho.
Whether he will come or not, I know nothing about that.
Thank you. The very same Kwabeni that you have told this court about will also come and tell this court that whilst you were in his room at that hostel, you further asked him if, after being handed with the 3.8 special firearm, you asked him if that was not the firearm which he said he threw away in the river after shooting at Sinako. using it.
Nokuthi ke uGwabini lo uzoza azothi le point 38 special owambona enikwa ukuthi wambuza ke wena asiyona yini le owayilahla emfuleni futhi akusiyona yini le owadubula ngayo uSinakho.
Lokho ngambuza lokho.
I did ask him that.
That's what I'm saying. He will come and confirm that.
Yiloko ngisho. Sorry.
Ukuthi uzoza noma ngekeze kulungile ngithi nami ngakujabulela ukuzwa.
Whether he will come or not, that's fine. I'd also be happy to hear that.
And he will say the answer to the question that we have just asked him was that no, it wasn't the same firearm.
Uthi wasekuphendula ke wathi cha akusona leso spam leso.
Uzosho njalo.
Is that what he's going to say?
Are you asking me?
No, ngizwa wena uthi mawuthi uzozosho lokho.
I'm hearing you saying that that's what he's going to come and say.
I'm saying what you are saying in your statement about him.
If yena ezozosho lokho, yilokho azokusho mina ngisho lokho kangakukhuluma naye. Engakhuluma naye yikho lokho.
If that's what he's going to say, then he's going to say it. But I am telling that which I asked him. That is what I asked him or I spoke to him about.
Thank you. Now let's get back. You are saying when you made the statement the typed version, the original of which the court has ruled that is non-existent. You are saying.
Sorry, Mr. Minister, don't misquote the court. The original, I said there is no evidence that there was a statement made by this gentleman which he made with his own handwriting and attested to, and it was commissioned by him before the Commissioner of Oaths. That's what I said. There was no original, in other words. He never made a statement. That's the court's finding. Please.
As it is the court.
Don't misinterpret the court.
Yes, thank you, my lord. The statement that the defense on behalf of the accused persons were given by the state, the typed version. Now, when Mr. Ramusipilo on behalf of accused number 1 and 2 was taking you through the steps in which or under the circumstances under which the statement was made, you're saying you were seated, actually as you were narrating the version of what happened, somebody was busy typing the statement, not so?
Uma Mr. Ramusipile kubuza ukuthi indlela statement lesi esenziwa ngayo shilo ukuthi wena wawukhuluma ube nomuntu ke noma kwakunomuntu wayetype.
Yebo?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, what I'm going to do now, or what I'm going to read now, it will be you talking and somebody typing. Do you understand?
Engizokwenza ke manje noma lokho ngizofunda ufunda wena uyakhuluma kunomuntu otypeayo.
In other words, I am going to create a bit of a scenario where you will be talking and you will assume that somebody will be typing, and this is how it goes. And this is you saying it. Around 9 p.m. on the very same day, now the person is busy typing that. I noticed Moses Sibia, Mafiga, in bracket, open bracket, Sandy Sontanzi, close bracket, and Nkani, open bracket, Sifiso Zungu Ntuli, walking after each other to Gwabeni's bedroom coming from outside. Just let's hold it there.
Asime lapho ke ngabo 9 ngalelo langa lelo ngabona ke umuzi Sibiya uMafika Sandi Sontanzi kanye nonkani Sifiso kuhle Zungu Ntuli behamba ke belandelana beya ekamereni lakhe uGwabeni besuka noma bebuya ngaphandle.
Thank you. Now you're telling this person around 9 p.m. on the very same day, you noticed Moses Sibia, Mafiga in brackets Sandi Sontanzi, and Nkani in brackets Sifihlo Zungu Ntuli walking after each other to Gwabeni's bedroom coming from outside. Now, as you are trying in a way that you did to say, actually, Nkani's weight should not have been in that line. It should have been accused number 3's weight. Is that how I understood you? I mean, accused number 3's name. Is that how I understood you?
Indlela engikuzwe ngayo leyo ukuthi kwangafanele ukuthi kubhalwe Nkani. Yes.
Thank you. Now, this person is busy typing. Around 9 p.m. on the very same day, I noticed Muzisibia, Mafiga. I take it. When you are mentioning Muzisibia, Mafiga, and Nkani, instead of saying Nkani, you might have said Nube or Carlos, not so?
I said Gadla.
Yeah, Gadla.
Ngathi ugadla.
Yes. Now, how come the person who's typing this statement would then say Nkani? Where did he take this name from? Nkani.
Sorry, Mr. Misi.
Yes, my lord.
This witness,
Yes.
when he gave evidence, he said he had notes. Is that not so? Which he wrote in his own hand.
Yes, my lord.
Penanda, you must remember, is the investigating officer. Incidentally, he happens also to be the commissioning officer.
Yes.
This witness, you must tell me if I don't quote you correctly. Even other counsels can say that. He says he was asked, and then he would refer, in the form of being asked, he would refer to his statement.
Yes,
and he would
madam.
relate. But the way you are putting it, it's like he is saying, the typist, he says, my name, then the lady types, is Rata Mukhotleni. Is that how it happens, sir?
Yes, my justice. Yes, mankhuluma uyatype.
As I'm talking, is typing.
Omunye should brigadier interviewer, omunye wayitype.
The brigadier was interviewing me, the other one was typing.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's how I understand.
Njengoba ubona lapha mawubheka nje lento ngibuza yona nababomnisi. Uyabona lapha kubhala uMafika. Ngenxa ukuthi uMafika kubo babengazithu bani uMafika. They have to ukuthi ngirefer to bani uMafika.
As you can see there, Mr. Mnis, you see there, Mafika is written. Because they didn't know or were not aware as to who Mafika was, I had to tell them as to who is Mafika.
Let's not rush. I'm coming there. I'll
Was
take
a
the
lot.
lead.
Come
You
on with
follow
them.
behind me.
Come on with it.
Yes. The lady is typing. As the court said, and then you said yes, no. As I was talking, the lady was typing. Now, instead of you saying Nkani, I understood you to have said Carlos. Not so.
I said Gadla.
Ngathi
Yeah,
ugadla.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Gadla said
Gadla.
he-
Whereas-
Don't get lost.
I'm not lost. Gadla. When you have said Gadla, how then did the word Sifiso Kuhle Zungu Ntuli get into what we have just said? Gadla and Sifiso Kuhle, what is it now? Sifiso Kuhle Zungu Ntuli. The dialect and those names are not close to each other. The lady is typing. You're saying Gadla. He types Sifiso Kuhle Zungu Ntulu, not so. How
Yes.
could that have happened?
Ngengikwazi ukuchaza ingakho ngikurectify ukuthi mistake ebhalwe lapha ukuthi ubeyitype kanjani ebhale type kanjani angazi ufuna ngichaze ukuthi ugadla igama leli lingene lapha instead of gadla kwangena igama elithi Nkani.
As to how it happened, I can't be in a position, I won't be in a position to explain that. But I did say that there I said Gadla, but instead of Gadla, Nkani was then inserted there.
Thank you. That's the first hurdle in your testimony that is not explicable. Further on, you went on to tell her, and now we know it's a lady because I've just confirmed it with the court. Then you say, I stood up and followed them. As I was suspicious of the manner in which they entered the house, I could see there was something wrong. I found Gwabeni in the bedroom. The
ngase
lady is busy
ngibalandela
typing.
ke ngabona ukuthi kukhona okusolisayo ngendlela abangena ngayo ngase ngithola ke uGwabeni ekamereni
The lady is busy typing.
uyatype ke usisi lona.
As I was approaching the bedroom, I could hear Gwabeni saying, "There comes Babumngani," and someone switched off the light. The lady is busy typing.
Ngase uma ngisondela ke ngazwa uba uGwabeni ethi nangi baba omncane eza kwase kucishwa ke yona ke ilight uyatype ke usisi.
Then you proceed. You say, "I saw Muzi giving Gwabeni a 38 special firearm and Kani giving Gwabeni a 9mm firearm."
Ngase ngibona ke umuzi enikeza uGwabeni i38 special unkani emnikeza yena ke i9mm.
And the lady is typing.
Uyabhala usisi.
Again, why would it be so that when you say to this lady, "I saw Gaza handing over a 9mm to the firearm," the lady would write Nkani?
Njoba ngishilta ngazi ukuthi kwenzeke kanjani ngengemkhulumeli wayitype.
As I already said, I don't know how it happened. I can't speak on behalf of the one that was typing.
Thank you. Now you proceed with your narrative in verse, your story. Then you say to the lady, I then asked them, why are they having firearms on their hands? And asked them where they are coming from. The lady proceeds to type.
Ngase ngibabuza ukuthi ibhamu lezi kungani bephethe ibhamu ezandleni zabo futhi bayithola kuphi. Uyaqhubeka uyatype usisi.
No one responded.
Yes, indeed, no one responded.
Yeah, that we know because it's in the statement. But what I'm saying is, you are saying now, yes, you're proceeding with the story, no one responded, and the lady says, or this witness is saying to me, no one responded. Let me type exactly what this witness is telling me, exactly. Then you then proceed to say, I then took the 38 special firearm from Gwabeni's hand and looked at it. The lady continues to type.
Uyaqhubeka ke wase ustathi isibhamu esandleni sakho uGwabeni wasibheka uyaqhubeka ke usisi uyatype.
Not so.
Angithi.
Yeah, ngabe sengisithatha vele isibhamu kuye ngasibona.
Yes, indeed, I took the firearm from him and looked at it.
Then you proceed to narrate your story. I then asked Gwabeni if it was not the same firearm which he had said he threw away in the river after shooting Sinako with it. He said it was not the same firearm.
Ngase ngimbuza kuGwabeni ukuthi akusona yini lesi othi wasilahla ke wasilahla emfuleni futhi wadubula ngaso uSinako wathi cha akusona.
And then the lady is typing. And then you're saying, but the firearm belongs to Nkani. I think that is what was Gwabeni said. Then the lady types that.
Wabusithi ke sikankani iloko wakusho ke wabuya type usisi lokho.
As you proceed with your story, you say, I then give him back the firearm. I take it, you took it back to Gwabeni.
Wase usidlulisela noma usibuyisela kuyena futhi uGwabeni.
And as you proceed, you say, I asked that Gwabeni give me my firearm. He reached for my bag and gave it to me. I took it, checked it, removed the magazine and counted my bullets and found that they were still the same as I have left them. I was checking if they did not take my firearm and use it somewhere. The lady is typing.
Ngase ngicela uGwabeni ukuthi anginikeze sami waletha isikhwama wanginikeza ngasibheka ngabheka imagazini ngabheka ukuthi inhlamvu zami saphelele yini ukubona ke ngathola ukuthi ke kusaphelele ukuthola ukuthi abasithathanga yini bayosebenzisa kwenye indawo usaqhubeka uyatype.
You proceed with your story. I also smelt it, but I could not pick up anything. I was concerned if they took my firearm and said it and used it to kill people, because I acknowledge that they are inkabi, in brackets, hitmen.
Uthi ngasinuka ke ngoba ke ngangi sokhona kwakungihlupha ukuthi mhlawumbe basithatha ke noma basebenzisa ukuthi babulala abantu ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi bayinkabi.
I was shouting, You proceed. The lady is typing. I was shouting and told them if they had done something, it shall be revealed one day. I put my firearm on my body. My figure walked out of the bedroom.
Nga bakhulumisa ke noma ngabathethisa ke ngathi ke uma ukuthi khona ke abakwenza ngazo kusezo vezwa ke ngelinye ilanga wase ephuma ke uma fika ekamereni.
Now you continue to state your story. And the lady is typing. Mthokoziseni Mapisa and Carlo Mtobisi Mnube walked into the bedroom and sat on the bed.
Ke kwasengena ke umthokoziseni Maphisa kanye naye ke uCarlos Mtobisi Mncube bahlala phezulu kombhede.
Kwabeni asked me to give them a space as he wanted to discuss something with the guys.
Wabese ngicela ke uGwabeni ukuthi angiphumeke ngoba ke khona udaba befuna office ukuthi balidingide
Thank you.
nabo.
Mthokoziseni Mapisa and Carlos Mtobisi Mncube walked into the bedroom and sat on the bed.
Ufuna ngiphendule noma ngilalele kuphela?
Should I just listen or do you want me to respond?
This is my question. My question is, you are saying to this typist, Mthokoziseni Mapisa and Gadla walked into the bedroom and sat on the bed, not so?
Uthi ke kwangena ke umthokoziseni Maphisa kanye naye ke uGadla Carlos Mncube bahlala embedeni.
Esami statement lapho sithi kwangena unkani ehamba no accused number 4.
My statement
already accused number 1 2 3 babe khona. So lapha ku statement ngoba ungibuyisela lapho ubona legama elithi Carlos. Yabona.
My statement now with regards to that says it was number 5 who came in working together with accused number 4. Accused number 1, 2 and 3 were already inside.
Yes. Now, what you are saying now, your statement should have read, according to the story that you're narrating on that day, should have read as follows. Mthokozisi Mapisa and Nkani walked into the bedroom and sat on the bed, not so?
Uthi bekufanele ukuthi sikanjalo.
Yebo.
Yes.
But again, for the third time, if that is what you told the lady on that day who was typing, how could it have happened that the lady now says Mthokoziseni Mapisa and Carlo Mtobisi Mncube walked into the bedroom and sat on the bed? Where did he get this word, this name, Carlo Mtobisi Mncube, from?
Uma kuukuthi ke yilokho wena ke wakutshela lo wayetype kwenzeka kanjani ke athi Mthokoziseni Mapisa kanye noCarlos walithola phi legama likaCarlos?
Ngiyakubona babumnise uyayuthanda lo mdlalo.
I see Mr. Mnisi, you like this game.
Babumnise ngithi kuwe lamagama la ngene la ngoba ngilifakile ngathi uwrong uCarlos unkani ongene lapha nalapha futhi kuphambana amagama apho ayikho into eshintshile lapho ngiyabona ukuthi ufuna ukungisaphi kodwa ke mina angizokuya lapho.
Okay, I see what happened here, Mr. Mnisi. It is the names that have been confused. Here where you mentioned Carlos, it's supposed to be Nkani, and also there where Nkani is supposed to be Carlos. I see where you want to take me to, but I'm not going there.
Because igama lika Carlos angaze ngilisho bengilazi ukuthi mina igama bengimbiza ngalo bengimbiza ngamakhuluma bengimbiza uGadla.
Because the name of Carlos, I didn't know that name. The name that I refer to it by is Gadla.
Thank you. That is where my concern is. You don't say to this lady that the person who is coming in with Mthokozisi Mapisa is Gadla. Instead is Nkani. But the lady that you are dictating to writes in the statement something that is totally not what you're telling her. Instead of writing Gadla, she writes Carlos Mtobisi Mncube.
Endaweni yokuthi abhaleke uGadla lo wena umtshela ngaye ke ngoba yena akangithi manje ubhale noma endaweni ukuthi abhale lokho wena umtshela kodwa akabhali ke uGadla ubhala ke uCarlos.
Okay.
Ubhale ngasikona lokho wena okushoyo kuyena.
uGadla mangicabanga uGadla uCarlos uyena Mthobisi.
Gadla is Carlos and that is Mthobisi.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Let me ask you, the lady was typing here, was she privy to the investigation into the case?
Ilady leli noma usisi lona owayebhala lana ungaba wayenolwazi wayenalo mala nophenyo lecala leli.
Ngicabanga ukuthi angibazi abantu bebephenya ukuthi uyena muphi.
I think I didn't know.
Umuntu bengazi ukuthi uyaphenya ngazi ukuthi uKenneth Gininda, uBrigadier Gininda.
I think I didn't have the information as to who the investigating team was. The person that I knew to be investigating was a Brigadier Kenneth Gininda at the time.
Thank you. But are you then aware, Mr. Kwabeni, Mr. Kwabeni Zungu, that contrary to what you have told, isn't that you told me, Mr. Kwabeni Zungu?
Yeah, it's all of it.
Yes.
Lost.
Would you then agree with me that on the basis of I've just brought to your attention what is contained in your statement, this was not a true reflection of what you were narrating to the lady? If at all, the story that we have come to tell this court has got a fragment of truth in it.
Ukuthi uyavumela ukuthi lokhu okubhalwe lana ke akusikona lokhu wena ke owawukusho ke uma kuwukuthi lokhu wena ozile uzokutshela lenkantolo unalo nje iqiniso okunalo
iqiniso eliphindiwe lelo elokuthi accused number 1 2 3 bangena belandelana accused number 4 and 5 bangena emuva
that accused number 1
lokho kumele ukuphikise bafu
that accused number 1 2 and 3 came in following each other, and that accused number 4 and 5 came in afterwards. That is what you should dispute.
And you would further agree with me that in as much as you are trying so hard to give a reason on how this horrible error could have happened, you're finding yourself in a catch-22 situation.
Noma ke uzama ke ngako konke nakho ke ukuthi nje uchazeke lephutha leli elingake lenzekile lana ukuthi nje cha awukwazi uthola nje ukwisibho la khona ongakwazi ukwenza noma ukuthi uphume kusona uthi uyazama ke ngako konke onako ukuthi uchaze leliphutha elingake lenzekile lana kodwa nje ngeshwa ukuthi ke lokho okuzamayo ukuthi cha awuphumeleli kona
ngicabanga ukuthi mawuzwa bafu ngishilo ngathi accused number 1 2 3 accused number 4 5 bangena emuva so ukuthi kubhaleke igama likaGadla liphambane likankani la endaweni embili akushintshi indawo kulokho engoshoyo.
I think I did say that accused number 1 2 and 3 came in following each other, then accused number 4 and 5 then came in afterwards. That Gadla and Kani's names were then confused or put in the wrong places. That doesn't change anything.
I want to open up an argument with you, because ultimately to argue it's going to be for me, as I will be standing here at the end of it all addressing the court. I only wanted to bring it to your attention that already on this document alone there's something that is being called someone being between the hard place and a rock. I don't know what place is that, but I normally hear people talking about that. But that is going to be my duty to argue before the court. But let's carry on. You are saying you were invited by Kwabeni Zungu to come over to his place because your homeboys were also coming. Did he tell you? Oh, Kwabeni is not Zungu. We are only Zungu and Kwabeni, but Kwabeni is not Zungu.
My justice,
we are playing with the clan name here.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Kwabeni uyuzungu, my justice.
Kwabeni
uyuzungu.
Yes, this is the clan name.
Yes. I thought maybe it is only you, because Zungu can be referred to Kwabeni. but Gwabeni cannot be referred to Zungu.
Hayi
So we can use it both ways.
Singakusebenzisa kokubili. Yes.
Thank you. Did Mr. Gwabeni tell you what the occasion was about?
Ngaba wakutshela yini ukuthi kwakuyini ke lena noma i-occasion yayingani uGwabini?
akangitshelanga.
He didn't tell me.
Thank you.
Wangitshela nje ukuthi kunabafowethu kunababa bomkhaya
Only told me that there will be homeboys.
ukuthi kunani nami lokho engangifisa ukwazi ukuthi ngangibizwe leni.
As to what the occasion was, that's also what I wanted to know as to why was I called or invited.
Thank you. But when you arrived there, you find a lot of your I'm sorry, my lord. Something has just gone into the wrong throat here in my mouth.
I'm used. I sorry, just
Remember the old man was here the other day.
Just adjourn, my lord, for a minute. I think I need to
You
get
remember the old
water.
man was here?
Excuse me, my lord.
The old man was here the other day. The other time I used to be here. You remember that old man?
The younger man.
Was he younger?
I don't know.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
You understand?
I just need to get a seat, man. Maybe
So,
just
that-
adjourn for 5 minutes, my lord. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm busy. I'm busy. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry about this horrible inconvenience, man. I'm approached by my colleague here that we can rather adjourn for it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
What time is it, Mr. Number 3.
19 minutes was precise.
Okay.
10 minutes to
Okay, let's adjourn until
Kusasa ke ngo-10. 10. Uzobona ukuthi